Hey, welcome to the Podcasters Lounge. I'm here by myself now, but Brad's here. What's up, man?
Hello.
Hey, how you doing, brother?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm ready to lounge.
So am I.
Today I need it. I really need I really want to right back here. I want to set up like a lounge chair, like a beach like a beach chair with the legs out.
You need a lava lamp to go with the logo.
I don't have a lava lamp anymore, but welcome to the lounge, everyone. Just want to say hi if you're watching the replay. The lounge is where we just hang out and chill. That's all. And that's it. I mean, Brad.
We just have a good time. We chat. We answer questions if anybody has any.
Yeah, we actually spotlight Podcasters Lounge members. If you're in the Facebook group and you're here on the stream, definitely say hi in the chat and also tell us what your show is, and then maybe we can go check it out. And I'm going to actually play some tunes off Spotify. This is supposedly stream-safe music.
Ooh.
So, Brad, tell me if this is too loud or too soft.
Sounds good right now.
It'll kick in. There's actually vocals on this first song, I think.
Oh.
There you go. Is that nice and in the background?
I'll have to wait till you really talk to see if it drowns you out at all. And
what do you mean? Oh, I'm not talking? Okay, terrific. Wish I had the Barry clips. Hey, Facebook user, yo, dude, just saying hi. Oh, see when you join. Oh, see, they changed it. This is good. When you're on Facebook and you want to comment and say hi, you can actually give Facebook permission to show your name and stuff. Because right now it just says Facebook user. But anyway, Facebook user, hi. And
hi,
look at
Facebook
this.
user.
He said, she said. What's up?
Hello.
Movie reviews, Brad.
Yes. I do a few movie reviews.
And isn't it awesome that so many people can do something similar, but it's different, and it's just great.
Absolutely. And the community, at least that I've found and been part of, they're awesome. We're all doing the same thing. There's a million of us out there. We're just kind of like a big family,
right? Yeah, so it's Chris Williams on Facebook, and I'm going to show you real quick.
Music might be getting a little loud. I don't know if you can turn it down at all or...
Oh, yeah. How's that?
There we go. That's better. Oh, yeah. That's
so
much
Chris
better.
Williams, all I have to say, this is all I have to say. And I'm not even going to say anything. I'm just going to show it. I'm actually pulling it up. I'm going to share my screen and share an application window and share Firefox. And look at this. Chris Williams was my episode 166 of my show, which came out, when is it? January 23rd.
A few weeks ago.
This was a great episode of my show, man. This was legendary episode. It's like an episode I'm proud of, you know what I mean? I'm proud of them all, but yeah.
I know what you mean. I'm proud of our episodes, but there are just some that you're just like, oh, this one was so good.
Right.
I know exactly what you mean.
So that's Chris Williams, and then you got I always do it wrong. No, I don't. Oh yeah, baby. This is your show, Brad. Loading. The Cinema Guys.
There we are.
Oh, see, I didn't listen to the most recent one yet.
Yeah, we had a guest on for that one because the Cinemaiden was out. So we brought someone else in to talk Bad Boys with Justin and I.
Was it the Cine intern? Oh!
I guess we could call him that. Or I don't know, a Cine guest. I don't know. I like Cine intern, though. That was pretty
good. Well, welcome everybody to the lounge. Please, if you're here, say hello in the chat and tell us the name of your show and stuff. And if you have anything, we have a lot to talk about, but really this isn't like one of those live streams where we're just hanging out. We're just chilling. We're talking about whatever.
We're just having fun. We got some music playing and we're just having a good time.
Yeah, and so also. Oh, by the way, tonight I decided to try. Well, not try, but with StreamYard, we're actually streaming to Twitch and Periscope, in
Ooh.
addition to Facebook and YouTube. So I
Awesome.
wonder, I might, maybe I should go to Twitch and see if it's actually streaming live. Let me check Twitch. This is what you got to do, Brad.
That's the streamer's life.
Yeah. All right, here we go. We're seeing the, yeah, looks like we're live.
Awesome.
Oh, and I heard myself feeding back. Anyway, that's always weird. So yeah, I literally just finished my episode for tomorrow, and the episode for tomorrow, dude, is an hour and 32 minutes long.
Wow. How long are they usually? I guess I don't pay attention to the length.
They're about an hour.
I'll just listen. Okay.
Yeah, here or there. Oh, Mike Wilkerson's on his way. They're about an hour.
I think ours usually drop around 40, 45 minutes. Every once in a while we'll hit that hour, but we're usually pretty good at we know, it's about time.
Yeah.
It's just about time.
It's so funny. Like, remember when you first started podcasting? Like, literally the first couple episodes you recorded, like, you didn't know. Like, you just were you were so...
Oh, yeah. No.
I was so focused on talking and, like, what am I saying and what am I going to do that I couldn't gauge how long had gone by. But now it's different. Now it's like you can feel it.
And you don't know, like, when you start, how to move from one section to the next of, like, okay, now how do I wrap this up? And now it's just... Let's just have it.
Yep.
Even the new one that I'm doing with my wife, I found myself. We recorded last night, and I found myself, like, I started out, and as we were ending, I wanted to be like, and maybe sometime we'll see you at the movies, because that's what I always say at the end.
Right.
I like stumbled. I was like, hold on, we gotta record that again.
That's so funny. By the way, Chris Williams, who is here, this is actually his podcast, Badass Agile.
Badass.
Yeah. It's yeah. And Chris Williams and I just recorded like a video, my first video sort of interview-ish thing where Chris Williams was showing me his screen and showing me all his plugins and all the settings.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah, it's recorded, but I haven't like mixed it and done it.
Okay.
It was our first time, and I'm actually also figuring out how to do that in good quality, though, because we were doing it over Zoom. So you see his screen over Zoom, which is, it's good, but it's not the clearest thing in the world.
Yeah.
But the worst part is he was actually playing audio. He was demonstrating some plugins like EQ and compression, but the audio was coming over Zoom, and Zoom just
compresses it pretty bad. Oh yeah, that's what we use to connect with the Cinemaiden, and then I record our session as a like backup audio. If something happens by chance on her side recording, I can try to use some of that, and the compression on it. It's so compressed, and so I mean, it's streamed audio. It's not gonna be the best, but it works.
Right.
Works if you really, really need it.
Right. Well, I hope everyone is a member of the Podcasters Lounge Facebook group. And by the way, I don't think the group's gonna. Well, let me just say this: a lot of people, not a lot, a fair amount of people join the group and immediately spam their show,
even though it says not to right in the beginning.
I know, but and you know the policy.
Yeah. Yeah. It's not your policy.
It's not my policy. It's the lounge. So I'm just saying, like, that's it. There's no, I mean, we're not able to reach out to people and say, you're not supposed to do that.
You're just following the rules of the lounge. That's all.
Yeah. So everyone in the lounge, just be cool, be chill. Don't promote your stuff, because you'll never see what you see on the screen right now. If you spam anything in the lounge, you will never see that page again, ever. You won't be able to find it.
But every so often, you'll put a thread out there to be like, this is the spam thread. Do it in there. But
yes,
yeah.
thank you. I forgot about. Actually, I haven't done that in a while, but I do when I welcome new people. I tell them that they can do that.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Although I didn't today. I'm wondering if we're on Twitch, but I don't know if anybody's watching on Twitch. If you could comment, because it should come up, but that'd be a good test. Where's Ralph Rivera, our tester? All right. So I actually had a bunch of stuff to talk about, but Brad, while I'm pulling up some of the stuff that we can talk about, which is a lot of stuff, how's life, man? Like, well, last weekend was the Super Bowl. What was
last weekend was
that
the Super Bowl?
like?
It was a busy weekend. My wife was out of town, so it was just the kids and I. And those weekends are always tough because you got basketball and swimming and everything else running around, and then with the new diet we're on, doing Whole30, Super Bowl Sunday was a little challenging, but I managed. So,
okay. So tell us about tell me about the new diet. I'm curious. Because by the way, in February I decided I'm going to do the intermittent fasting thing.
Okay.
You basically eat you eat within an 8-hour window, and the other 16 hours you eat nothing.
Yep.
And you can't even drink anything except water.
Yeah. I tried that once last year and I made it maybe a week. But January 2nd we started Whole30. Basically it's taking everything out that would cause any kind of inflammation in your body. So no grains, no sugars, no like we can't eat beans. There's a whole list of things, and you're just kind of like training yourself to not rely on processed foods and crap. So it's a lot of fruits, a lot of vegetables, a lot of fresh food, which we've cooked more than we ever have, which is nice. Like it's more, fresh food. And so we made it to our 30 days and did our first weigh-in, which doing it for 30 days, I dropped 25 pounds, which was awesome.
What?
Yeah. Yeah.
Wait. Say that again.
Dropped 25.
25 pounds?
25. Yep.
And in how long?
A month. And this is going from I'm a person that, I sit at a computer and I'll like snack on something that I have there, or eating candy, or drinking soda, or anything. I like all of that is out of my diet now. Like I drink water a lot more. If I need caffeine, it's just black coffee, and like I just feel better and my body feels better, and it's just we're sticking with it. Like it's one of those like this. I feel so much better that we're just continuing. And obviously we are podcasting about it.
Yes, I know. I love it. And we're going to have to welcome our good friend and colleague, our esteemed colleague, Mike Wilkerson. Mike Wilkerson! Mike effing Wilkerson. All right.
Who's the Steam guy you guys are talking about? My God.
Jesus.
You guys are going to have to stop into my 9 to 5 to announce me.
Max Flight is here. Oh, my God. Welcome, Max. So nice to see you, brother. Max Flight, 2-time guest on my show.
Two-time. Wow.
Brad, you will feel so much better 2 weeks into Whole30.
Absolutely did. I mean, I'm a month and a week now, so, and I'm feeling so much better.
It's called Whole30. I'm going to check
Congrats,
this
dude.
out.
That's great.
Thank you.
So, Mike Wilkerson, what has your diet been like over the past 30 days?
Pretty. I'm super particular eater, so I don't have anything goofy or super healthy, or I don't know what magic elixir have you two tried? You tell.
Yeah, no. Well, Brad's doing his
Will it help us all
Whole30.
have hair like Chris, or?
Oh yeah, baby. By the way, now
mine's almost there.
It's so cool having my channel strip right next to me now. Because here, if I wanted to add a bunch of low end, let me add some low end, see how it sounds. Oh yeah, baby. Oh
Whoa.
yeah. How's that?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Sound even better next to my tinniness. Isn't that awesome?
It's so funny.
You need to sing us some Barry White out with that one.
So I just finished my episode for tomorrow. Like I said, it's an hour and 32 minutes long, or hour and 33 minutes, and it's with Pascal Wise, who he mixes and does sound design for Cautionary Tales with Tim
Sweet.
Warford. Yeah,
Awesome.
it's like a big show on what network is that on? I'm gonna look it up. Cautionary Tales.
Glad that his episode left such an impact on your memory.
Dude, if I showed you the list of what we talked about, dude, it's like blah, 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 brain. Yeah. Oh, it's under.
You know, the guy from the over there. You know,
it's
the
with
guy.
Pushkin Industries, Malcolm Gladwell's podcasting company.
It was rolling off the tip of my tongue. I was just going to get that.
What's up, everybody? Welcome. If you're here, say hello. If you have any questions, you know what I did.
Keep them to yourself.
If you have any
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
If you have any money, send it in. We should start a crypto wallet.
Put your address in, and Ralph will send you a check for $1,000.
Oh my God!
What a legacy that guy's building.
Where is Ralph? I pinged him about being here.
Telling you, he's riding the one wheel, middle of downtown Manhattan. You don't listen.
See, I know he was on a one wheel, but I want to show. I want to show this. Oh wait. Yeah. So this is what I did. Can you guys see this? Or should I?
I can see the museum logo. That's about it.
The museum. All right, that's not good.
Can you zoom out a little bit? I can still make out that it's a piece of paper.
Oh yeah, baby. See, so this is my show in Apple Podcasts, and check it out. I actually just changed my. See right under it says the Podcast Engineering Show, Chris Kern, Podcast Engineering School. Then it says how to. And now, because education, how to, that's my category now. My primary category. I had it set to technology forever. And then on social media, I asked everybody, I'm like, do you think these are good genres, categories for my show? And everyone's like, no, it should probably be education how to. So I changed it probably 6-8 weeks ago. And I tell you, I've been getting the emails from Chartable every week that show your standings in different countries. And it seems like my standings are a lot better.
That's good. We're going to be talking about a lot of stuff like that at the next St. Louis Podcasters Meetup, where we're going to be talking about little specific kicks in the ass you can make for your podcast, not only inside of directories, but also inside of how you showcase, if at all, your show notes. Because there's a lot of mileage that you can pick up on stuff like that. And, you think it wouldn't be too much. But just like you said, you add on 2 or 3 extra miles to an already existing show that hasn't changed a spot in years can really make a difference.
Totally.
And then you can become like #1 in Algeria.
I do quite well in Finland, actually.
Our last Chartable showed us #1 in Algeria, and I was like, guys, we're #1 somewhere.
There you go. So
all 8 of the 11 people in the country listen.
And they're all in the same house.
Yeah.
All right. Well, this is Mike Wilkerson's Two Guys Talking Podcast Network, and Mike.
Well, that's very kind. Thank you.
Recently you and I were going to do an interview, which we are going to do, but in a different way. And you sent me your freaking resume, and I don't know if people understand that you've been in podcasting since 2005. And you have done a zillion things, and you're still have your network and all the shows you do. Bring in local people to record. I mean, dude, great job! Wow.
Yeah. The local people is a piece of fuel that I don't think a lot of people make out on. Mostly because the magic elixir of a local podcast studio is that you have to build in your own recording schedule into it. Otherwise, it will, without question, fail. If you can't make the studio float your own boat, how are you possibly going to make it float someone else's?
Right.
And I don't know how people don't get that when they open up a studio. Obviously, I could probably start a course on any one of the things that we talk about, but a lot of it is you have to want to do it. And hanging out a shingle does not equate to the build them and they will come concept, because that doesn't exist in any business.
Yeah, and you make a great point, because I think there are people now who are, because some of the big companies are opening physical podcast studios, now some medium or smaller level people are like, hey, I'm going to open my own studio. And you have your own studio right now. I had my own studio from 2012 to 2015, back when podcasting was, it was like a different animal back then. And
I think that's the fun part that really does fuel me about podcasting, is that even if we go back and look a year and a half ago, what I'm doing at the studio with the people at the studio that come into the studio, it changes all the time, and that's what keeps it fresh. You just have to be willing to take on the new stuff, and then be willing to divide out the stuff that is new but doesn't really do anything for you. I think that's why I'm so appreciative of so many different personalities in podcasting, because you can watch other people take on and find the little particulars of tools that you think might work. Then you can try them on for a couple of minutes, and if they then help you, that's awesome. If they don't, though, you can then quickly discard them, and then you haven't paid in anything and lost. The last time I got bit in the ass by that was when we had Blab. Everyone remember Blab?
yeah.
Yeah, well, we were this close to going into a full whole hog video concept of pushing at least a portion of every podcast that we capture in the studio and do through Blab. And 2 weeks before we were going to do that, Blab said, get your stuff off our server because we're closing. Oh, okay, well, thanks for that.
Yeah, God.
So
are you guys embracing Podchaser? I'm going to bring it up on the screen right now.
I am. Like I go to it quite often, and I try to connect with other either podcasters or shows on it.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's a great source for sure.
Yeah, and they just added. Oh, this is great. See, because I'm connected in Chrome with StreamYard for the streaming, in order to show web pages, I have to open up Firefox, and I never use Firefox. So I'm not logged into any sites there. I don't have my not Wunderlist, my LastPass add-on. I don't have that there. I don't have anything. So anyway, this is Podchaser is pretty cool, and they just added something called Podchaser Connect, the strategic podcast guest placement platform. Here, wait, I don't see it. Here it is. Connect, new. Introducing Connect, guest placement. Using Podchaser's one-of-a-kind podcast database, we're building a data-driven connection platform for experts looking to expand their reach using the power of podcasts. Join the beta. What are you interested in? I want to be a guest. My podcast needs guests. Both. Wow.
I think their concept that they have started is very good. Starting it as a community and not doing something like, Podcoin that was like, listen to podcasts to earn coins, like, and try to connect with people. Like this concept, I like it more as a community driver than anything else.
Right. And database driven.
So
You can, it just can hold so much data and then display that data in different ways.
And I like that, like, for me, if I'm on a show, like if you find me, you can see not only my podcast, but then you can see other shows that I've been on, as long as I go in and update and say, oh, I was a guest on Chris's show, or I was, a guest on whatever shows, and people can kind of see where you've been at.
Right. Oh, I just turned off Spotify. I'll turn it on. Anyway, there's Podchaser. And also
that music got a little louder.
Yeah, that I switched to the Grateful Dead.
I know.
That's okay.
So it's a little loud. It kind of drowned you out. At least on my side, it's drowning you out.
If you want, we could invite 2 or 3 other people and all talk at the same time, so that it would offset the music.
I don't know. I kind of want to play music in the background, but Anyway, Dan Hughley from Focusrite told me about this Amplify Studio. Apparently, it's somehow connected to Focusrite. I don't know if they own it or if it's a partner or whatever, but apparently it's. I just realized it's desktop software, so I thought we could do this in the browser, but you can actually create music, and it's made for like people who don't know anything about music. And I don't know what that means because I haven't tried it yet, but I thought we'd be able to try it on here live because, you know, the Podcasters Lounge, we don't have a theme song yet, so I was thinking we could do it live. We'll do it live! Anyway, but we're not
More cowbell!
We're not going to be able to do that now, so... All right. Jeez. Right? We need a theme song.
I love the concept of what Podchaser is trying to conjure. Again, like what Brad said, that it's a community and it's a one of these motions rather than a holding out hand, and if you choose to pay, then you get to get in thing.
Yeah.
I dig that a lot. I think it's the same hurdle that I have every week of my human life is I have to then take a piece of my time pie and I have to donate it to learning and then interacting with this, and I don't have it.
One thing about Podchaser, when I first signed up and I was like getting my profile together and sort of like, you know, claiming my show and putting in my credits, like my production credits and my being a guest on other shows, whatever. It seemed a little, the site itself seemed a little glitchy. Like I would make changes to my profile and I'd click save and then it wouldn't save. And then
I'm experiencing that right now.
Yeah. So what it reminded me of is, you know, sometimes when, and by the way, this is nothing against Podchaser. Podchaser is great. They're doing great things. It's going to continue to grow and be very successful. I'm a fan of Podchaser, but it just seems like the actual coding on the back end is, you know, maybe buggy or
easy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
you know,
I think they're still in that. It's still in the new phase. I mean, they're still rolling out different features and stuff like that. So I think as long as they can keep the concept going.
What I'm afraid of is if they hired someone from either India or China for really cheap. And I've actually hired one person from India, and it was kind of cheap, I guess, not that cheap, but just sometimes the level of
cheap Indian programming.
Sometimes the level of quality you get from a situation like that is really not good.
Well, they always say you get what you pay for. So,
right.
I mean, if you try to cut corners and get it the cheapest way possible, it's not always going to be the best.
The only other picadillo I have with Podchaser so far is that I can't put in two guys talking. I can put TWO guys talking, but that's not the name of my business. But I have to start with a letter. So.
Oh, you can't use a number. Oh.
What about a period?
Periods, then a number.
Oh no!
That'll help in search engine rankings, right?
Do what you do on a website when you need to make a space, but you don't know how to make a space. You put a period, and then you change the color of the period to either white or cream colored, so it sort of blends into the background. That's what I do. No? What an idiot I am.
But you're getting the job done. Good stuff.
They're like, why can't we find a school of podcasting? Because you got to put period school of podcasting.
It's over there underneath period museum.
Museum. There we go.
See, I think you were the second person I've heard in a week or so to confuse.
I know. I just did. I caught myself
with mine. Yeah, which is
it's a school.
Totally fine.
It's the school. That's what it is.
It's the school.
You know, I thought school in my head, and that's where I went.
Well, Ralph M. Rivera, to compete with my podcast engineering school, he started he allegedly started the Podcast Engineering Academy. And you know,
see,
he's telling people.
Now we know where he's at least.
It's the school. It's the School of Podcast Engineering Academy for all. On fire. Don't forget that.
Plus $1,000 check.
Yes.
Engineers on fire.
Yeah, that slip of the tongue. Sorry, Chris.
So
Podcast Engineering School.
Yeah.
With a period at the beginning.
By the way, you know how they say well, I don't know if you guys have heard, but back in radio, there was a radio consultant who did all this research, and she literally figured out that it takes 3 years of doing a radio show to become successful, even if you're Rush Limbaugh or any of those big guys. All of them. Even when they went to a new station, like early in their career, and you'd think that they'd start off successful there, they didn't, and it just takes 3 years. So
as soon as I hear something better than there are little unknown devices that are attached to somebody's belt buckle, or they get to do the paper radio log, then I'll start believing about listenership inside of radio.
right. Well, so my point is that I took that same thing with my podcast and my business. So for Podcast Engineering School, in about 2 months, it's going to be 3 years old. It's the 3-year anniversary of the first class I ever gave. Hello, Facebook user. Facebook user, welcome. If you can actually give permission to StreamYard to show your name, it'll show your name if you want. Then we can know who you are, or else just tell us who you are. And we're just hanging out in the lounge.
I just now switched over to the chat and realized that there's more than just the 3 of us in the room.
Oh, yeah. Well, there hasn't
Hi,
been a
everybody.
comment, though, for a long time.
It's because they were so engaged on us that they just couldn't chat.
Yeah, enthralled is a word that our viewers use quite often. Yes. Oh my
They couldn't figure out if they should go to the number 2 or type out TWO.
Oh.
Would you like to hear the battle of the domain hunting for that?
Oh, wait. So when you went to get the domain, what happened? Tell us the story.
Okay. All right. Here's the grand story, and it's a really fun story. All right. So we secured 2guystalking.com, the number 2guystalking.com, and we then built the 2guystalking 24 podcast, which is where we found all of our fame back in 2006. And as the network built, we wanted to make a larger footprint and then open it up so it would be 2 guys talking whatever else. Somebody would come in and say, I'm going to do a show about kidney beans or whatever. And so we did that, and I kept trying to get TWOguystalking.com, and it was 2 guys talking about prostate cancer. And another 2 years go by. Finally, the domain came open, and I've established this little sniper service that my provider has, and I got the domain name. And after doing some research after that, I discovered that the 2 guys talking about their cancer had died. So the getting of a domain like that can go on for years, though. I've met with customers and work with customers now that have tried getting domain names forever. And so I encourage everybody to see if not their provider, then another provider like, I think GoDaddy also has a service that's similar, where you can actually say, I want the service to go and look for this domain name. And if it happens to come open, I want it to be purchased and put into my permission the next time it loops around. And very often what this is the way that we got it was the credit card that was on the person's, one of the 2 guys in their system, but the credit card had expired. So the only way we got it was because I had that service out hunting for that domain name. So there are ways to get into domains, especially if people have more than one domain. Very often they just purchase the domain and they've completely forgotten that it's either attached to a card that's going to expire, or after a period of years they've just given up on it, either making the money because they're sitting on the domain, or they're just not going to build it out, so they let it go. Well, if you have a service like that, then you can get into that domain name, and it happens automatically, and now it's yours. I totally recommend that to anybody that's trying to get a domain name that they've been trying to get for a long time, because it's a great service, and it doesn't require any intervention of you at all.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, we tried to get the Cinema Guys, but it's someone else that's camping on it, and I saw that it was going to expire, so I waited, and they renewed it. So that's how we ended up with We Are the Cinema Guys.
Yeah, we're launching a new program here in the next week. I'm comfortable telling you what it is. It's the Animal Academy podcast, and so we looked at getting a very high-profile domain name for them. And again, it's the other headache of domain names, where when it lists there that it's between $4,300 and $6,500, and you throw through a bid for $1,000 and they go, sure.
Yeah.
Okay. So what was actually going on there? And that's the problem I have with domain name squatters, for lack of a better term.
Yeah.
Hey, Jasmine Thompson. I think that I looked on Facebook. I think it's you. So welcome if you're still here, Jasmine. Oh, Mike Wilkerson. What happened? Your mic went away. Oh, wait. No, sorry.
Oh.
I was watching. Oh, my God. I was looking at the Facebook screen, the playback. You're sitting there talking without any sound. And I was like,
I guess Facebook doesn't get me.
we need a producer.
You
we need
do.
a producer that
I know a guy that does production on podcasts and stuff.
And yeah. Anyway, so yeah, by the way, I'm not.
Yeah, man, Super Bowl. This week is Oscar week. It's a big week. That's like my Super Bowl. It's
Wait,
Oscar
so
Sunday.
Oscars are this coming Sunday?
On Sunday, yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Interesting. So Super Bowl, I just have a comment on that. We hadn't watched the Super Bowl at many years, probably 6 or 8 years. Like literally, didn't see it, didn't have it on for 5 minutes, nothing. And so this year, me and my wife were like, let's do it. So we're like, how do we watch it? And I'm like, I don't know how to watch it. Do you go to YouTube? Do you do this? So I did a little research. It was actually easy. The Fox Sports app. That's it.
For free. Yeah.
For free. But of course, they're feeding you commercials. That's the whole point. But it was great. So I got it on my TV, and we're literally watching it. So technology for the win.
Oh, go ahead.
No, so just let me finish this. So the game was like okay, and then like it was getting the fourth quarter, and San Francisco looked like they were gonna win, and my wife's like, "Oh, it's over," and we kind of both wanted the Chiefs. We kind of both wanted the Chiefs. We don't know why, but the Chiefs quarterback played like garbage the entire game almost. And anyway, it just in the fourth quarter, as we all know, like one little thing, then another little, and all of a sudden it was like, it was exciting. I mean, look, I don't really care who wins. I'm not rooting for either team, but it was just nice to watch, a nice comeback. It was pretty cool. What'd you guys think?
Well, I'm a avid Denver Broncos fan, so obviously I was not rooting for the Chiefs.
Okay.
Because of that. But Mahomes, I mean, he's a talent. You can never count him out. So
well, that's I was telling
2 weeks prior in one of the playoff games, you watched the Chiefs come back from a ridiculous.
Yeah, they were down 24-0.
And when you see a team then score 53 points in the second half of a football game, I live in the state that the Chiefs are in, and I have no dog in the hunt. I don't care.
Oh, you live in Kansas?
No, I live in Missouri. The gist though is that phenomenal. The electricity in that football team, even if it only is the second half, is something that requires you, compels you to watch.
Oh yeah, and
it was amazing. It was amazing. The defense as well was probably the staple that got missed.
And although, I'm now rooting for the Chiefs, I am happy. It's their first title in 50 years. So, I mean, that's a huge thing. So.
And it's so funny. In the fourth quarter, the Kansas City Chiefs quarterback, Mahomes, he orchestrated the whole comeback. But the way he did it, it wasn't flashy or anything. And even in the whole game, defense or offense of both teams, it didn't seem to me, I don't really know who those people are, but it didn't seem that there was a superstar. And I mean, I'm okay with that, but it's not like there was a lot of times there's players that they're superstars, and you watch the game and you're like, dude, that guy's just way better than everyone else. This game, no one was a superstar.
I love it when a quarterback can marshal his team, and that doesn't mean that he commands and tells them what to do. He just knows the resources that are made available on the field and pulls off the plays. That is the definition of Patrick Mahomes. He doesn't command anybody. He knows everybody's capabilities, and then he throws the ball where it needs to go, and the rest of the shit just happens.
Yeah.
That's the electricity part about watching him play. And that's why I would watch the Super Bowl anyway. We have a family thing about it every year anyway, so I'd have been there anyway. But the electricity part of watching him play and pay off the concept of, oh, okay, well, it's the middle of the third quarter. We should get to work. I dig that. I dig it because I do a lot of projects like that.
So Brad, he said, she said movie reviews. asking you Best Picture.
Best Picture. For me, it's between 3 movies. 1917, which I think was a phenomenal movie, like cut together as one shot. It was just amazing to watch. Parasite, which was so good. Like it blew me away of how good it was. And then Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. I'm a fan of Quentin Tarantino, but that movie was awesome. It is probably one of my favorite Tarantino movies. I think 1917 is going to pull off the win, but those are my 3 top. There I've seen all of them except for 3, so I haven't watched Ford v Ferrari, Jojo Rabbit, or Little Women yet.
Chris, can we throw links into the chat screen from our positions here inside the studio or not?
Yeah, I think you can go to the chat and type it in. By the way, I want to call attention to what I typed into the search bar here. Can you just please acknowledge the wonderfulness of this typing? Can you see it?
Yeah, Nemonese, awesome.
Oscars.
Oh God, Pit Cure, dude. All right, he said. She says the Niners gave the game away. Yeah, they went away from the game plan that got them the lead.
Kyle Shanahan did the same thing when he was the coordinator for the Falcons. They went away from their game plan, and look what happened.
See, I just wanted to see Marshawn Lynch. That's all I ever want to see when I turn on to football. I'm like, dude, I want to see that guy carry like 8 people across the. Did
we already talk about him on the Burger Show? Have we talked about that already, Chris? I can't remember.
No. What is it?
Oh yeah, we did talk about that last time.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, his burger thing.
Yeah, his $79 burger and then the $1,200 burger. Yeah, we did. Okay. We talked about that.
Yeah, but I didn't actually. I remember that, but I hadn't seen that, so it didn't register.
Oh, okay.
Chris wasn't actually on the last lounge. That was Barry. We just didn't know it.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Chris doesn't care about what his boss tells him. Oh yeah.
Oh my. All right, 1917. Yeah, I do want to see 1917, and these other ones. The Irishman I saw, but that's.
Can we talk about The Irishman real quick? I'm assuming both of you have seen it.
I have seen it. I was not impressed.
Yeah, let's talk about that for a minute. The first problem that I had was I started this movie at 9:45 Central, and so it finished about 3:45. I've got nothing against a long movie, but damn, was that a long movie?
And for me, it wasn't anything I haven't seen from Scorsese before. Like I'm like, okay, I've seen that from him before.
Yeah, the other thing too is I don't know if you guys are you geniuses of looking at people and knowing how old they actually look, but everything was deposited on the fact that this ungodly technology was provided, and I look at it and I go, it all looks great, but man.
But
I didn't get bowled over.
Yeah, they're younger, but they still move like they're, older gentlemen.
Dude, when he went down to the corner barbershop and pulled the guy out and was beating him up, dude, that was the lamest. It was like a 95-year-old man trying to beat up a middle-aged dude.
It looked like if I was going to go drag you out of a barber's chair and I need to beat you up on screen for a web thing, but I don't want to hurt you. That's what it looked like.
Exactly.
That makes me angry because I think of something like Goodfellas, where everything inside that movie, it's not that it was ultra violent. Well, no, it was ultra violent.
It was violent, yeah.
The front end of that movie is them re-murdering a guy in a trunk that's slamming on the hood or the boot to get out, and so they stab him to death again. And so again, I was looking for something way more visceral from Scorsese from that. I also appreciate that it's a story I've never heard before that I like. I don't think any of the acting portrayals were terrible, but I think everybody's missing out on Joe Pesci's gold there, because Joe Pesci was the gold in that movie.
Yeah, like it was a fine movie, but to me it wasn't a best picture for sure. And it did seem long. Like it just felt long.
Yeah. The other thing that it does, it breaks a bunch of really interesting ground where that it came out online that you can watch it, and then it also came out in theaters. And the faster that line gets bent and twisted and morphified, I like that a lot. It means a lot for the entertainment industry, but it also means that everything else has got to also be able to bend and mold around these new models that are going to be given to us, because it does not currently accept most of that. That's what I do think and like about The Irishman.
Yeah, and the motion picture industry does not like that Netflix and that fact at all.
Right. And I think that's the other reason why I've got a little feather in my cap for The Irishman, because I would like to see that thumb in the eye of the Academy.
Yeah, and there always is that effect of seeing something in the theater more than watching it at home. You get a lot more distractions watching it at home than when you go to the theater. You're sitting there in a seat, and you're focused on the screen.
Yeah.
There's nothing else. You're at home. Like, I had to watch The Irishman in I think 2 parts because all of a sudden my kids start running around, or like I got to take a break for something else, and
or you had to go to work.
Yeah.
work. I got to watch The Irishman.
The podcast isn't paying much, so I have to go to the job. But I hit that 3 years. It should start rolling in now, right?
Dude.
Yeah, if I've been doing this for 15, where's my 5 and 6 credits?
Dude.
You need to call Ralph up and be like, where are my checks?
Where is Ralph? Someone call Ralph and bother him. Hey, Andre Lewis is in the house. What's up,
Hello.
bro? See, Andre knows that he didn't give Facebook permission, so it says Facebook user. So he just types his own name.
That's right, he knows. Gets it worked done.
It works.
What's
He's
up,
related to
Andre?
Mahomes, apparently.
There you go. So I wanted to bring up idioms. You guys know what idioms are?
Speaking of Missouri, see, I got my cup.
Wait,
M-I-Z.
ZOU. That's where my wife went.
Oh, kick ass. Great.
my
I have
buddy
no
lives.
allegiance to the state at all. I didn't grow up here. I don't like any of the sports teams, but
It's all right.
My buddy lives in Missoula, Montana. Anyway,
it's so interesting, Chris. Thank you.
oh yeah, baby.
I think you should do a whole show with your voice like that. I bet people would just think it was Barry.
Oh yeah, without a doubt.
You can market it as Barry Takes Over.
See,
Podcast
maybe
engineering
it's
school.
What's your favorite idiom? An idiom is a manner of speaking that is natural to native speakers of a language. Smart idioms. A hot potato. A penny for your thoughts. Actions speak louder than words.
I think I used that one last week.
At the drop of a hat. See, some of these, like, isn't it interesting where some of these come from? Like,
Yeah, the etymology of these is even more interesting. The other thing that's really cool as a former sign language interpreter, these are phenomenal to learn because you have to know the context of what these mean to sign them. So I love this. It's a great piece of language, and again, the etymology of what we're talking about is awesome.
Wait, be glad to see the back of?
Don't know that one.
I don't know. I've never heard that. To be happy when a person
Sure,
leaves.
that's when Chris Curran leaves and the door slams behind her. Yeah, I then say, boy, I sure am glad to see his back.
Everyone high fives. By the way, I just booked my flight to NAB in Vegas, and I had to, because of the flight timings, I have to go like almost a full 24 hours before I wanted to go. So I'm going to be in Vegas, baby. Anyone want to come party with drinking water and eating, cheap food,
Sticks.
whatever?
Rocks.
God.
Did you hear that the slogan has changed
Slogan for what?
for Vegas?
No. What is it?
You'll have to go look at it. I just heard that it had changed.
Oh, really? Let me look.
Yeah,
it
why
up.
don't you open up your search button, and hopefully we can have you type something that is akin to what we're looking for.
Dude, I actually typed it perfectly. Look. What
There you go.
happens here stays here.
That's been their slogan, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, what
No, what
now
happens
it's
Oh.
in
official?
Vegas stays in Vegas is what it used to be.
Oh.
Oh, that's what it. No, that was the famous saying, but was it their actual?
It says right there, the city's new catchphrase, which will be unveiled January 26th during the Grammys. Well, that was posted the 24th.
By the way, look at the search field, please. Perfect.
Slogan change for Las Vegas.
Thank you. Maybe the last time I was typing, like I was like a millimeter to the left, and like every. Oops, I bumped.
Well, they changed their slogan and it stayed there, so that's why you haven't seen it yet.
Oh yeah, Andre's here. He's laughing his assets off. Oh yeah, he's digging the Grateful Dead, which I can't even hear. I can't believe the music is so loud for you, Brad.
I'm sorry, what's that?
Oh, come on!
Amazingly, we're done with our Academy Awards discussion. Isn't everybody?
Yeah. Oh, by the way, I'd like to say I'm really happy that Tool won a Grammy for, I think it was was it Best Rock Performance? Let me look it up, but I think it was about the song Tempest.
I think it was for song that can be played to someone's entire lifetime.
Oh, there's their new slogan is "What happens here only happens here."
What?
Vegas's new slogan.
Oh, wait, hold on. Let me show everybody. I see right here. What happens? This is the new one. What happens here only happens here.
Yeah. Yep.
Are you serious? That's the new one?
That's the new one.
Oh, that is so dumb.
I'd like to see how much research and money that cost.
That is so dumb. No, Tool won the best metal performance for Tempest in 2020. And we've actually listened. I don't know if you remember. It was a lounge a long time ago. We actually listened to the song Tempest in full, 16-minute song. All the way from
we've listened to Tool on the lounge? No.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding.
Don't make me play it again.
Please don't make him play it again.
Oh, come on, dude. Dude, it's an unbelievable song.
I love the album. That album is so good.
It's just epic. It's just.
Which is longer, Tool's new album or The Irishman?
Oh, The Irishman times 3, dude.
There's less CGI inside of Tool.
Oh, God. Yeah, the music is great. Oh, you like the music? Good. I can't hear it. You know, part of the reason I can't hear things sometimes is I have this habit of keeping my headphone volume as low as possible because I don't want it to bleed into the mic.
That's a great way to interact with your guest, Chris.
Yeah.
Well, no, I can hear you. So tell us about your business. What are you saying?
Oh, yeah, that's great. You don't even have like a different comeback. You just go, oh, incredibly intriguing. My God, wow, so insightful.
Intriguing. Let's move on, though. And
I guess for a live stream, you wouldn't have to worry so much about bleed over when you're recording a show.
Well, technically, though, your voice is coming to me. And then if it was loud, it would get into the mic, and it would come back to me.
I mean, if you cranked it, I guess, yeah.
Only if you had a big old bouffant of hair would it get through. You gotta look at your head, dude.
Dude, I cut my hair, was it yesterday?
Does air even get to your ears? Do you not take those off and it's like a scuba suit?
That's right. I'm like a white slee stack.
He's got a couple of when he pops up the headphones.
All right, play the Tool song. They're making fun of me. Play the Tool song. Oh God, I've been listening to some old Opie and Anthony recordings off of YouTube. Oh God, just wow.
Who is Anthony? What is Anthony's last name?
Cumia. Cumia.
I don't think it was either of them, but Rogan in the last month or so has had on some giant radio show host And it's been very entertaining because he gets to tell the tales of back end side of radio that you never hear from anybody until they're done with their career. And
Is that Jim Norton?
Super Italian looking dude, black bouffant hairdo. I don't know the guy's name. I thought it was a Tony or a Anthony guy, but it's
Was it Nick DiPaolo?
might have been. I don't know. It's within the last month and a half or so.
I actually listened to and watch and listen to Nick DiPaolo's show. He's great. He leans right heavily, and it's really sort of X-rated at times, but it's funny. Like he's one of the old school comics.
That might be him. Does he have generally black hair? But it's dyed hair. But
yeah, he's an Italian dude.
Tell me his name again. I'll go look him up real quick.
Nick DiPaolo.
Okay.
DiSpacePaolo.
Although, are you going to trust his spelling?
No, that's why I'm typing it.
Okay.
Siri, Alexa, Siri Alexa,
Google, whoever's in the house.
Is anyone here? Oh my!
No,
we don't have any of those. I just yell at my kids and then tell them to do it for me.
There you go. Name your kid. Teach your kids.
I'll check out my YouTube history and see if I can find it here real quick.
Log onto the computer and look this up for me.
Log on to the www.
Don't forget the HTTPS.
Wait a minute, you forgot colon.
/ Well,
that reminds me. I want to.
Has everyone here had the conversation about backslashes or not?
No,
What is that?
All right, everybody ready? Everyone needs to record this so you can put it inside of your show and program.
Okay.
Hi, everyone. Mike Wilkerson here from the Two Guys Talking Podcast Network. You will never use a backslash in your life or inside of your programming unless you are hacking the planet. Remember, it's always use / inside of the directives, inside of your domain names, inside of your podcast programming. Again, no backslashes. It's all / inside of your podcast content. I'm Mike Wilkerson from the Two Guys Talking Podcast Network, and now you know.
It's been your PSA for the day.
/ In fact, how about just /?
There you go. Here you go. Here's Bitcoin.
And
Bitcoin jumped up today. Let's talk crypto, everybody. All right, Bitcoin jumped up. You see this?
How big?
Bitcoin has been going down for a long time, and then this may be the bottom because now since December 18th of last year, month and a half, it's been nice. Looks like it's in a bull run, but it has to get above this significantly. Like it has to get up here, and then it'll be on a bull run, and then watch out. Then
watch
it's gonna
out.
run. Yeah, it's gonna run. It's gonna run quick.
Okay.
There's your Bitcoin update of the day. Thank you for
Alexa
joining us.
heard you, Chris.
Now,
Alexa. You should just throw that into like every podcast. Just randomly yell like Alexa, and just see people's stuff.
Hey Google. 1917
Need hard drive.
best cinematography.
Or you just throw it in there of like, hey Siri, subscribe to, and then put your show.
So hey, American Liberty, welcome. Good that you're here. Thank you. American Liberty, Brad, you may have a bone to pick. 1917, best cinematography, best set design, but best picture? If it wins, that says more about how weak movies are for the year than how good it is.
It is a very good movie, and seeing behind the scenes of how that movie was made just made me enjoy that movie that much more.
It was a weak movie year. We should have a gathering of movie review podcast hosts. That'd be great. What's the last movie I saw? I'm not gonna remember.
It wasn't 1917.
No,
It wasn't.
Yeah, it's not important.
It was Cats, wasn't it? You went to see Cats.
No,
Okay.
Is that really a movie? Like, I don't even know what that is, dude. I was like, what
It was
is
a
that?
movie.
Yeah,
It was a scary looking movie based off of a Broadway play.
Mm. Okay, well, we're live on Twitch. If you're on Twitch, please comment. And if you guys, everyone watching, if you have any questions, or if you want to share the name of your show, we could check it out. You know, we're just hanging out, chatting, and
As
Brad,
far as
I am
weak movie. Like, in my opinion, I didn't think it was a very weak movie year, but that's obviously my opinion.
Do you think
Everybody
it was
has
a strong movie year, or mediocre, or?
I think it was fairly strong. There were a lot of movies that I really, really liked. Like, especially, I'm a big horror movie fan, and movies like Us and Midsummer, I thought were fantastic movies. And there were just a lot of movies that I just had fun with. You know, like the Marvel movies are always fun. I'm in the camp that I loved The Rise of Skywalker. Say what you will, I enjoyed the movie. I had fun with it. But I don't know. I thought I thought this year was better than last year.
Okay. Yeah, I think. Well, I didn't see Star Wars because I didn't want to. I can't deal with the all the leftist feminist garbage that gets into movies now, and it's like everything has to be a certain way, and it's like, really, and the same storylines and all that crap. It's like, so I literally, this is the first Star Wars movie I never saw, but
Oh, Chris.
yeah, and I don't have anything against people who liked it. I really don't. No problem. I didn't, for myself, I didn't want to subject myself.
Chris, I think this last one you would be right in the middle, safe. I don't think that there was anything as nearly as sealed beating to death as the last Star Wars film inside of this one.
It was all fan service, pretty much. Like, it was like, hey, remember all these movies we've had for the last 40 years? Remember this little thing? Remember this little thing?
Oh God, I hate that. Oh,
a lot of that.
Yep.
Oh,
get an entire loaf of bread because that's what you get out of that movie.
Yeah, because you're not talented enough to create something new and good, so you got to mooch off all the old success. Terrible. But
yep.
If people like it, that's fine.
I think they were kind of in a tough spot with the negativity from The Last Jedi, this being the supposed last movie in the Skywalker saga, that they just tried to fan service the whole thing. Hey, but we got The Mandalorian, which is an awesome show.
Dude, I forgot. It was like about 2 weeks. Sorry, go ahead.
I was going to say, I agree with American Liberty. Rogue One may be one of my favorite Star Wars movies they've ever made.
I agree there totally.
That was great. Yeah, that was good. But
that was the last one that was allowed to have its own unique flavor, and it wasn't.
Yeah, it was a story that you kind of knew, but they did it in a way where you're like, oh, okay, this is Star Wars. We finally got like gritty a little bit with it, and it was good.
Yeah. In fact, that was the first review we did with Two Guys Talking Star Wars. If you go to, Chris, since you're wanting to open up browser windows and go look at programming, twoguystalkingstarwars.com. We did the first 4 films, which is Rogue One and then the 3 classics. And those were so much fun. The Rogue One was great, again, because I'm going to steal it's a flavor that we're familiar with. What I would compare it to is like when you walk in and you see a cup filled with those suckers like at the bank, you all know that you love every single flavor, but no matter, even if you can actually read the label, you don't actually know what you got until you have it in your hand, you have the wrapper off, and it's in your mouth. And it was the absolute taste that you needed when you put it in your mouth. That was Rogue One.
And I think that's why Mandalorian has been so big, because it has that familiarity to it in this universe, but it's something that it's its own, that it's a Western, and it has those fan servicey pieces, but it doesn't rely just on that.
Right. Chris, if you haven't latched on to The Mandalorian, that is something that I would tell you to dedicate probably 2 or 3 sittings and split the series up, because it's totally worth your time. The flavor that's brought there matches perfectly into what was and what everyone loves about Star Wars, and then brings in that new. It's not a new direction, but it brings in a new landing pad for you to have a whole bunch of appreciation, but also a lot of that nostalgia button is pushed, but it's not the preying on, boy, I sure hope there's a piece of chocolate when I land here. It all is smooth chocolate as it's delivered. It's very nice.
And you get Baby Yoda. The child.
It was about 2 weeks before The Mandalorian was ending, and I finally looked up, like, if I want to watch it, what do I got to do? What do I got to subscribe to? And then I guess it's what, HBO or
Disney Plus.
Oh, Disney Plus, that's right. So then I looked at Disney Plus, and it says there's a 7-day free trial, and I was like, so then I thought, you know what? I'll wait till all the episodes are out, and then I'll get my 7-day free trial, and I'll watch them all.
Yeah.
Because I don't want Disney. Like, I don't want Disney Plus. I don't need it. I don't want it.
Sure.
And so if I could watch it on the.
You want it.
Well, maybe I do.
I'm locked in for 3 years, so.
Okay,
I'm good.
But you review movies, you have kids, and it's awesome, you know.
Chris, there's also there's a 3-for package you can get that includes Fox Sports,
ESPN, Hulu, and Disney Plus.
That's the one that we got.
Yeah,
and I really appreciated it. It checks a lot of boxes that my family's totally appreciative of. And then Disney Plus is an instant go-to because, you know, who couldn't sit down and have insert any movie that's been out from Marvel in the last decade plus
just
in the background while you're working.
Sit back and watch some Jeff Goldblum. I mean, that show is just fun.
Yeah. So I'm not a TV watcher.
There's a show we watched that's on there that's part of National Geographic. It's called Brain Games. We just watched one episode, but it was all about sleight of hand and magic and stuff.
That's
it was good because it's showing you how, like, focus on this, and then it's like, oh, did you see this happen, or did you see this happen? And you're like, oh my god, like the way they direct your focus away, and it was cool.
Plant for how your brain actually works.
Yeah,
a variety of different things, and it's fun to be able to stand outside the cone of what's actually happening to you and be the watcher, and then them explaining why things are happening and how either the brain or a personality or people in a certain area of the country or world act differently. I love all that. The human interface part is easily worth that show.
Yeah. And Chris, you don't just get, I mean, it's Disney and then National Geographic, so you get a lot of that.
Right. And I understand. I know with Disney, now they own so many movies and things that it's not just like, oh, here's like 8 classic Disney movies. That's what you get. It's not like that, right? There's probably, hundreds, right?
There's quite a few.
It's a library that would take you a year to get through collectively. Yeah. Yeah,
because they have a lot of their old shows on it. The entire Simpsons series is on there now. And that right there, as long as it's formatted correctly.
Oh, this is going to drive me nuts, guys. Who is this guy? Is it
You're still thinking of the guy.
Yeah. Who's the Mike and Mike show? Maybe that was it.
What?
Is there a Mike and Mike show? Name the big radio show duos.
Mike and Mike is a show, but I don't know.
Mike Golick. He was a football player.
Nope.
He kind of has well, he's not a comedian. Yeah, I don't know.
Look up Joe Rogan's YouTube channel and then just scan.
I am. Well, and I'm even cross-referencing my history, and I can't find it. So maybe.
Yep, that means it doesn't matter.
Yes, so it will give Mandalorian will give Comic-Con goers some new costumes to create. Totally agree, especially with all the Mandalorians that are in the show.
Yeah,
and so
and tremendously diverse too. It's fun how they have taken that classic Dirty Dozen concept
Yes.
and thrown that at the Mandalorians. What I even love better is that being a Mandalorian is a creed,
Yeah.
a chosen creed instead of, okay, great, you were born on Mando. That's not how.
Yeah.
It works at
Yeah.
all.
You're not.
I love that.
It's not you were born there. It's yeah. You're part of this. Yeah, I really like that. I love that show so much.
That the care and the thought that's being poured into that is exactly what I was looking for from any one of the last 3 feature films, and it just wasn't there.
I think they didn't think the last 3 films as a whole. They kind of said, "Okay, JJ, start it off. Ryan Johnson, you go do your thing," and then, oh, hey, since we got rid of Colin Trevorrow because he is off doing another Jurassic World, unfortunately, JJ tried to tie it up.
Have you ever heard of a guy on YouTube who does movie review type things? He's called The Critical Drinker.
Yeah.
Dude, that guy's funny. It's not kid. It's for adults. But oh my God,
and it's definitively pointed. I like that. It's also it's pointed at the industry itself, and he runs inside of a vein I very much like to listen to. There's a lot of, is it really all that hard to come up with something solely original? I mean, my God, it's only what, millions of galaxies for Star Wars. Could we come up with something that's not inside of one family that's engaging? The answer is, of course not, across 40 years. Really?
Yeah.
I love that. Yeah.
Yeah, the Critical Drinker. He is so cool. So I was using Wunderlist as my little to-do list app.
Mm-hmm.
And recently, I think I might have mentioned this on a previous.
Yeah, you have.
Something. So I found this one. It's called Todoist. And I'm just trying it.
Talking about that on Wednesday.
What?
My boss was just talking about that on Wednesday.
Okay. Yeah, so I started to use it, and it's like, I mean, it's very different. It feels weird, and of course, I don't like it, but that doesn't mean I won't like it. I just have to learn it. And anyway, there's a paid version, but I'm trying the free version. It's pretty good. It really stinks when you get used to something and it's in your workflow, and then they're like, oh, well, we were sold to Microsoft, and they're not going to do anything with it. So thank you, everyone.
Could you call it Todoist?
I'm telling you.
Or Todoist.
Todoist.
Speaking of Toto, I watched. My little niece was here. We watched. Oh God, The Wizard of Oz. From front to back. And
how old is she?
She's 3.5.
Holy shit!
Oh. How'd she do with the monkeys and the?
Yeah, like she was a little. She got a little tiny bit freaked, but not. She watched. She watched the whole thing.
Thank you for marring that child. That's a great work, dude.
I don't know. And like a year before that, I actually did the thing where I played The Wizard of Oz and I played Dark Side of the Moon by Pink Floyd. Well, no, there's a YouTube video that does it. They already synced up the movie with the Dark Side of the Moon, and you can just watch it. And there's like literally 5 transitions between the music and the movie that it's just uncanny. Now, I don't know what that means, but it's just uncanny. Okay, terrific. Okay, Alexa. Alexa. Google. Okay, Google.
Hey, Siri. Oh, my phone just went off.
Hey, Siri, what time is it? What was that movie? That was a great movie where the guy, Ex Machina or something?
Yes, with
Ex Machina. Mm-hmm.
Ex Machina. Oh, that was such a cool movie, wasn't it?
It's a good movie.
I liked that one a lot. I don't know why, but
did you see his next movie, Annihilation?
Yes, I thought that was good.
It's one that really makes you think, like, for a while, like what did I just watch?
Yeah. That's the thing about Annihilation. Like, when I saw it, like it didn't grab me as like, oh, this is a great movie, but it was good and like you could tell it was deep, but my brain hadn't worked through all the things.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to like reserve judgment. I'm not trying to be like, I was all right because
Well, that's how I was. I came out of the theater because I just kind of took it at surface and was like, I don't know. I don't think I like that movie. But then it kind of stuck with me, and you sit and think and think and think, and you're like, you know what? I think that movie was really good because it had this and it had this, and yeah. Sometimes you need a movie like that, and sometimes you just need a Michael Bay movie where stuff just blows up.
So Max Flight says he uses any list. I might try this. You like it, Max? I might try it. I don't know. I'm just trying out different things. And I don't know. Like, the only reason I need an app like this is because when I have a thought in my head, when I'm out doing anything or anywhere, I'll have a thought in my head like, oh, I should, write a daily goodie about monitor speaker stands or something. And like all I need in my phone is a place to type it in so that when I get back to my computer, I can move it over to the list where it should be. That's all I need. I don't need reminders. I don't need calendar integration. But
I'm a big Asana user. It does everything that you're talking about, but it'll also allow you to just have a blank sheet app thing that looks like a checklist to go shopping with. So it's a good tool.
Asana.
What dreams may come. That was a good movie.
Oh yeah, What Dreams May Come. Yeah. Oh, that was really good.
Younger Brad had some things shortly after that movie came out. I went to a rave, and so when I came out, I thought I was in that world.
Hold on a second. You went to a rave.
I went to a rave.
Wait. Did you really go to a rave and fully participate?
I did. I did. So when I came out of the rave, that movie where everything kind of looks like a painting and it's swirling around and stuff, that's what everything looked like to me. It was the craziest day of my life, and I've never done it again.
Hey now. Right? This is where he goes he has to go into hell. Right? To get his
1998.
Yeah, you gotta have a good head on straight for that film. We took that to that was a centerpiece for I was in charge of a very large group of Star Trek fans that went to movies monthly back in the day when that came out. And you've got to have your head on pretty straight to watch that movie to understand what's being delivered to you. Otherwise, it's a big blob of it's in your face.
Yeah. I did. I raved.
All right. Well, hey.
Oh, I have a dog barking me to go outside. Give me.
Oh, really?
I gotta step away for a second.
Yeah, just mute yourself or something, or not. We'll hear the dog barking. Yeah, well, we've all
for Robin too. I don't know that that was something he actually wanted to do. I think that was in a line of films that he did that were probably just going in to grab checks.
Really? Okay. Hey, money talks.
Agreed.
It's not inconsequential. Yeah, he raved American Liberty. Mm-hmm. And yes,
that Jack Ryan series that's mentioned over on the right-hand side, the first season of that's very good. The second season is a little lacking, but it's got interesting flavor.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
And this is wait a minute. I thought it was what's his face? Tom Cruise, no?
No, Tom Cruise has never been Jack Ryan. That's Jack Reacher.
Got it. Which I didn't see either. That's why I don't know. Yeah. Jack Reacher. Okay, terrific. Yes, he raved or not. Ah, yeah, baby. He raved. Yes, we've all raved in one way or another. There's people out there right now raving, Mike. Right?
I've been told I can rave very well.
All right. What is everybody drinking? I want to know. Type into the chat. What is everyone drinking? Even you, Mike Wilkerson. All I have is water. Are you drinking Diet Coke? All right. Wow, it's been a long time. Well, I never drank Diet Coke, but the only time I drink soda is when we go to.
Whoa. Okay.
You spilled it. Yeah.
No,
See,
it's empty.
you try to have nice things.
That's right. It's only my microphone. What do I care?
Wait, what mic? You're using the webcam mic, right?
No, this is today is this super expensive one today.
Oh yeah. I was gonna say it's far away. You sound like you're in a room. I mean, it's okay, but so
I actually I bought a purple mic and I can't get it to recognize it, so I'll have to dig into that after we get off.
a purple. Is it a USB?
No, it's a 3.5 5 jack.
Oh wow. Yeah, you should. Well,
My
obviously,
camera drinks.
the old ATR 2100 setup is one that'll is good for any situation and will last forever and all that.
All right, sorry about that.
All right, Brad's back. We all have to state what we're drinking. So what are you drinking?
I'm drinking water in my Mizzou cup.
We're so boring.
I can't drink anything but water or black coffee on Whole30. Basically, I can drink tea, but nothing sweetened.
Right. So I watched this streamer. His name's Mitch Ray, and he's great because he does charts for crypto and also the regular stock market as well. Apparently, Tesla over the last month or so has just gone to the moon. Like, it's crazy. But anyway, I watch him, and like he'll drink beer and stuff, and like people will tip him to make him drink more. Like, he has a wheel that he spins, and like the wheel, the wheels like take a drink or chug or what is it when you have to drink a whole beer? Whatever.
Shotgun.
Yeah, whatever. Like chug a whole beer, whatever.
So
shotgun. People will tip him, and he'll be drinking, and everyone watching, most of them are probably drinking, and it's like, in a world like that, like, we're just regular dudes, we're just hanging out, like, we're not getting crazy, So it's
maybe we need to step the lounge up a little bit, and maybe have some herbal teas or something.
I think while we do that, I think I'll drink some of my integrity. How's the microphone now? Every time, there's a gentleman right now. I'll share his name because it's important, and we're going to have him on our program soon. But there's a gentleman. His name is Larry Lawton. Chris, you can be typing in the background as I speak. Larry Lawton, Lawton. Larry Lawton is the world's largest, most prolific jewel thief / robber. He prefers to be called jewel robber, not a jewel thief. And I'm like, oh, okay. So he did 12 years for all of his efforts. And I have some very dear friends that are police officers that have worked with him and recognize his efforts, and he's absolutely a changed man, and I give him that. But the stuff that is being talked about inside of his channel is stuff that, it's incredibly sensational, and so everyone wonders why he's falling into the #1 veins inside of YouTube. Well, we all know why. It's because he's talking about his time inside of prison. And so it's where I don't have anything in my life. I have lots of things in my life that I think are exciting, but I have nothing that could be, quote, as exciting as suitcasing stuff so the man doesn't find it in prison.
Oh.
Sorry, I don't have anything inside the envelope like that.
Thank God.
No kidding. And so as much as I love that Larry has found a niche and a very large recent audience inside of YouTube and a phenomenal platform for a post very large prison term, that's awesome. But it's where you have to try and determine, what is it you're or what are you willing to do? What are you prepared to do, to steal Sean Connery's words from the Untouchables? And you know what I'm not prepared to do? I'm not prepared to drink on screen. I'm
Yep.
not prepared to make an instant reel of how I will be fired from my 9 to 5 job. I'm not prepared to make the ammunition that will kill any podcast business I have. And it's so frustrating because I'm certain that the three of us, in fact, all of us in channel, we can go and find one person inside of the YouTube cone that we know of that are doing things that we would never do, but their downloads and attention spans that are being paid to them are phenomenal.
Yep.
Well, that's the stuff that people love to look at the car wreck. They love to look at the, you know, that type of stuff. So,
yep, I agree, Mike. And I'm with you. My days of partying are long over, and I've much more value peace of mind and family and friends, and also, you know, spiritual growth. To be quite blunt.
I've actually had the whole straight edge. I've never had a party time ever, even when I was in college. Although I did benefit from a bunch of drunk people that I drew caricatures of in college. It's how I paid for my entire college, actually. That's another great business story. I'll have to share that one someday. Anyway, the gist is that we created a ride service for teens when I was in high school called Teen Safe Ride. And we commandeered a couple of adults to be our advisors for it, but it was something that I had concepted. And the fun part was knowing what kind of a life we were living, helping these teens out. And I don't regret any of it, but it's where I'm certain that somewhere in the cone of the people we were hauling their drunk asses home, they have found someplace successful on YouTube or do something crazy that's dumb and stupid. And we don't get anything except a no thank you for taking their drunk ass home back then.
That's not to say, like, I'll enjoy a beer from time to time, but I'm not gonna sit on a camera and do that or do it on my podcast or anything like that. Like, and especially ever since I had kids, like that type of life has, you know, I'll have one or two and that's it.
Yeah.
So what happens when you get older?
Yeah.
Now the flip part of Larry Lawton is that we're going to bring him on to whatcopswatch.com. That's a program where I bring on law enforcement agents of every kind and speciality, and we talk about feature films, streaming media, and television series that you can watch, and tell you about what you see, what's real and what isn't real. Not too unlike Mythbusters, the difference is that there's way more story time inside a podcast film. It's way more interesting. Plus, you get to know the hosts or the specialists that I bring in because they're able to tell those stories inside of the cone of discussion. And so we're going to use Larry, the world's largest jewel robber. I think I got that right.
And now, why robber and not thief? Is there, like, I don't know, is there a difference?
Like, there is. He actually explains it.
Okay.
There is a detail for him that makes a difference. So I'm going to give that to him, and that the police officers that I work with regularly, they also admire him a great deal for the programs that he's made for wayward youth, which is awesome. He has developed a program that is more impactful than the previously Scared Straight program. The difference is that he's not hauling kids into prison. He's able to talk to them, and he understands the machinations of especially a young criminal mind or a young mind that ebbs towards criminality because he was one. I mean, he has a piece of mechanism and pieces parts that a lot of people just don't have. Right. And anyway, we're going to bring him on because we're going to do the Shawshank Redemption perspective review. And so I have Larry, a police chief, a crisis negotiator, the production designer from Shawshank Redemption, Joseph Hodges, and then a couple of other national prison podcast teams that I'm going to have filter in segments on that. It should be very, very interesting and super educational. I mean, the perspectives that they'll bring to that perspective review are just untold.
And thank you, American Liberty, for your comment here about.
Can I admit that's one of my biggest movie holes is I've never seen Shawshank Redemption.
I'll tell you what. Hold on.
Wait.
watch or listen to our podcast about it, and then
go watch it.
So much more, yeah.
Wait, so really, Brad? I mean, after all this time of having a show that reviews movies, okay.
I've never seen it.
Are you planning on?
Yeah,
Okay.
I've actually my wife teases me about it all the time, that I've never seen it, and she says 2020 you are watching Shawshank Redemption, so I will see it this year sometime. Just don't know when.
Cool.
Brad is not alone. Shawshank Redemption, when it was released, was a flop.
But it's highly touted. Very good movie. Like, I've seen little pieces and obviously clips, but I've never watched the movie.
It's phenomenal. There's again, the perspective scope that you get out of that movie. You could bring on so many different people, and that's what we're going to do. It's going to be great.
Awesome.
Yeah,
that is awesome.
That movie's it's just great. I mean, it's just one of the greatest ever. It's tremendous on so many levels. Yeah, so here's the thing. So we're not partiers anymore, or never were. Here's the thing. I like
speak for yourself.
One reason, yeah, right. One reason people party and drink and get all messed up or do drugs and all that is because they're kind of just bored and like it's exciting, and like instead of just being normal and it's just humdrum day-to-day living, they want to do something that's more fun. What I would like to do instead of drinking or doing drugs, I have always. Hello?
Is there a fax coming in?
No, sorry, that's my wife's video phone. She's deaf and uses a camera to answer the phone.
Okay. So one thing I want to do is I've always been fascinated with the idea of doing weird like publicity stunts to get into the news or to get on the news or to get into the papers and not anything illegal, like just maybe weird or bold or
like some sort of like a Banksy type of thing where you're doing some weird art installments or like just weird, like,
I don't know.
How about suitcasing some contraband into prison? How about that? Why not? Everyone else is doing it.
Suitcasing. Oh God. Jeez, man. Oh. No, I'm just no, like, because here's the thing. I think creativity is something that we as humans have a lot of. But
I agree.
In the normal day-to-day life, even in business, even with me, with my school and my podcast, like I can be creative a little bit, but like almost no one thinks about like being creative on a grander scale. I don't know how to say it. I don't know. I mean, because there's the practical part of living, right? You have to live, you have to make your money, and you have to have your family. Like, you need the practical part.
Yeah, not everybody's getting checks from Ralph, so we have to make do. Sorry to throw you off there.
No, but just my idea. It's like I wish we could come up with weird ideas, even to grow podcasting. Like I was thinking about making these commercials, funny commercials, just promoting podcasts. Hey, listen to podcasts. Like, hey, where the hell do you see that on TV?
You make a bunch of those and maybe make them like, I don't know, about a minute.
Yeah. No. Oh, that was a tragedy. My my idea for the February challenge, which I posted up, and then everyone was not into it. And so I decided.
Murdered it.
Yeah, I decided now we won't do it.
So the February challenge isn't happening?
It never happened, no, because no one was into it, and it was silly. It was a bad idea.
Why was it silly?
I don't know. It just didn't resonate.
Okay.
I don't know. Maybe the first challenge we did, which was in November, I think. See, that was something me and Mike wanted to do personally, and we're like, okay, me and you are going to do it, and let's just invite others to do it. Yeah. The February challenge is different.
We should probably jump back to that concept, Chris. The one is that people are going to see and be motivated by other people doing something. And I kind of go back to every single thing I've ever concepted in podcasting. The reason that people don't get into podcasting and stay long is because this is a lot of damn work. And if you don't have
a lot of work for nothing. Especially a lot of people jump into it thinking they're gonna be the next entrepreneur on fire.
Yeah, I have monetized every single iota that I can monetize, and I don't make a lot of money doing my podcast empire, but I do make a modicum of auxiliary money, and that's what I get from it. But most importantly, I'm crafting my own legacy with what I'm doing. And if people can't wrap their mind around that, then finding that satisfaction piece out of something like our challenges is something I'm not even going to worry about for them. But I'll know that when I'm done with my, I don't know, I could probably sit and do 50 in a month of either episodes or things that we've done across thousands of podcast episodes across 77 different shows that I've either produced, hosted, or been a part of, and never get sick of it, because it's a showcasing of what we've done. It's a touting, and that's what I kind of took from the challenge, was that it's the ultimate opportunity that everybody will do and wants to do. Hey man, can I promote my podcast here real quick? No, get the hell on out of here. That's what you'll hear everywhere, except inside the podcast lounge, where you can promote it as long as it's wrapped inside of the 1 minute gush wrapper. That will work. And even if someone doesn't get on there and say, "Oh my God, I love your idea. Oh, we must do it," doesn't make any difference, because we'll do it, and then people will see the work and work or not. Doesn't make any difference.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, I agree with that. And at the same time, I think we can come up with a better, just a better idea that's not so. I think that idea I feel that my idea was far reaching, like trying to give it a cool name and trying to make it interesting.
I love it. I wish I had thought of it. I'm glad that I was able to provide the art and some of the support behind it.
Well,
I love it. I think it's the accidental, yes, you may promote your podcast, that's wrapped in and now get your ass to work wrapper. I fucking love that. I love that. I dream of stuff like that at my 9 to 5. That it's fun, and you know, the creativity gloves, or the creativity box gets broken because you want to jump into it. I thirst for that at my 9 to 5.
You know what? Maybe this will work. If you and I, and maybe even Brad, what if we create a few of them ourselves and post them and say, "Hey, look, this is what the 1 minute gush is," and then maybe people, once they see it and hear it and look at it, and then maybe they'll be like, "Oh, that is kind of cool. I can promote my friend." Or
I think that it's something we should come back to. And you know, if you don't have any interest, then give me the ball and I'll steal it from my efforts.
Well, dude,
you can explain right now what your 1 minute gush idea was for anybody who may not have seen the post or
we're in the camera setting. Everybody focus on my window real quick. Hey everyone, Mike Wilkerson here from WhatCopsWatch.com. Don't miss our perspective review of 1993's The Fugitive, starring Harrison Ford. In the room with me, I have me, a former sign language interpreter, a chief of police, a crisis negotiator from the St. Louis Major Crime Squad. Did you just put me center screen? Thanks. From the St. Louis Major Crime Squad, a South Chicago serving cop, and a retired U.S. Marshal, all put together in one room to talk forever about the perspective review of 1993's The Fugitive. Join us over at whatcopswatch.com right now and listen. Remember, that's whatcopswatch.com.
Oh.
Now do you understand what I'm talking about?
I do.
Okay. That's what I want from everybody. And I realize not everybody has the stand-up comic ability to talk about one of your shows. But if you were to write that out and practice it a little bit, you'd get it.
Yeah, so the idea of the 1 minute gush from a high level was like, make a video that's 1 minute or less, sort of talking about and gushing about one of your previous episodes. So like, I just did an episode with Chris Williams, which was great, but my episode with Renee Coronado was tremendous. I've done some episodes of my show that I'm really like, my guest was awesome and I loved it. And so the idea is that if I could make a 1 minute video promoting the episode with Renee Coronado, I would be gushing how much I like that episode of my show. Not because of me, because of the guest.
Love it.
Oh
And
yeah.
that's it.
I mean, we have some episodes like that, same way. Like
Everyone's got at least one episode that they could gush over, and so I don't know how many people are in the lounge.
Hey,
And more importantly, I don't know how many people you've had actually contact you and go, "Hey, I'd really like to promote my podcast inside of the lounge. May I?" And unfortunately, you have to go no, or you're going to be banned, which I totally get. But with this, somewhere in a vein of the lounge, I don't know where, but somewhere inside the vein of the lounge, you could have where these things exist and live. So that if somebody was going to go make one, they can go and look and see what other people are doing, or they could just sit and maybe click on a link that's associated with one of them. I have to be honest, whenever somebody does a drive-by promotion for their podcast, I almost never click on anything. I think that's what amazes me when in any what you guys are probably in at least 5 different podcasting based groups. Well, inside of those groups, when somebody does the drive-by fruiting promotion of their podcast, I never click on those things. In fact, I usually chime in and I go, "So, like, what happens inside the podcast?" And they'll go, "Well, why don't you just go listen?" And I'll go, "Well, why don't you just tell me?" And then they never say anything else.
yeah.
And that's the whole thing. Is I don't even mind the drive-by fruiting promotion of your podcast, but at least give me something that has a bite of it. Like a
audiogram or
Something.
Even if it's not an audio.
Yeah.
The sample is. We just had a couple of guys on from a project called the Zola Initiative. And the Zola Initiative was created because of the brother of the guy that started it. His name is Paolo Zola. He's a local Chesterfield detective. And his brother killed himself after he got back from being in the military, which is sickeningly common right now. And so we had them on, and that's all you've got to say to somebody is, we did a great interview with something called the Zola Initiative that is helping to prevent soldiers coming back from war from killing themselves. Would you mind listening? And if you know someone that's inside the military or was, have them listen to this for options and something that they could use if they're ever feeling like they need something different. And that's it. It doesn't have to be any more than that.
I just had the idea, instead of 1 minute, a 1 minute video of me gushing about one of my previous episodes, what if I, instead of gushing about one of my previous episodes, what if I gushed about someone else's podcast, an episode from another show, like almost like paying it forward. Like if I was, for instance, the Cinema Guys, if I was like, "Oh my God, this," like make a 1 minute video of like, "Oh, you guys, this episode they did, the Cinema Guys, they talked about this movie and it was great because this, and it's so funny." And
the buy-in is the question there, meaning that instead of taking a minute to talk about an episode that you are intimately familiar with and are interested in promoting, you now have to listen to a portion of an episode of someone else's show to at least get a snapshot concept of what's inside that episode. I think that price of buy-in is pretty high.
Well, but like what I would do is I would gush about a show that I listened to already, that I like already.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah. And then I thought, what if we paired up? Like each of us had a pair. We paired up and we each did a video about the other person's show. Like me and Ralph, for instance. I could do something. Pretty Girl 101. Welcome. Happy you're here. What's your show? Tell us what your podcast is, or tell us who you are.
I like the 1 minute gush idea. I think it's a good thing because especially for shows we've already done, like it's always hard going back to be like, "Oh, remember when we did this episode, a year ago? Go listen to it again." Or if you haven't or don't know who we are, listen to this episode. Like I like the idea of going back and listen to the podcast engineering school with Brad Hargis on it. I mean, it was a good show, right?
Epic.
Brilliant show. I can't believe the polish on that particular episode, Chris.
But no, I like the idea because I mean, I always sit there and think of it, ways to try to promote older episodes. Like one of my favorite episodes is we got to interview Greg Sestero. If those of you who have ever seen The Room know who he is, and it was awesome. And since then, from that interview, we brought him to Cincinnati for 2 screenings, and now my co-host Justin worked on a movie with him, and we've talked to him multiple times. Like, he and I are on texting terms, and it's just awesome.
Yeah, I did.
That's cool.
The finding little pieces of the fabric, especially if I'm an ongoing podcast listener of your program. I love stuff like that.
Yeah,
I really dig that.
and it's we may not have had giant guests on, but it's little things like that that are just cool, and I like to try to go back and, hey, we did this once and it was fun.
I'm trying to find the picture that you made, Mike, of the 1 minute gush. So I want to know from everyone who's watching, the thousands of viewers right now, do you think this 1 minute gush idea is a good idea? And would you do it?
And Chris, I think I hear them chiming in. Chris, we love the idea. I think that you should do it. That Mike guy is really smart. Hey, man, that's a great idea. Why aren't you doing that already? I understand that we could watch for hours all the different things from different people on the internet. Wow, those are great insights.
Those were.
I can't find the.
You had a lot of great comments.
The artwork you made, Mike. I can't find it.
It's inside your messenger, dude.
Talking Out Loud with Jazzy. That's Pretty Girl 101's podcast.
Oh, great.
Oh, all right. I'll check that out in 1 second. Let me see if I can get this thing. So everyone in the comment, did anyone comment yet and say?
Yes, they said that we're missing the boat on the 1 minute gush concept.
Yeah, so we should do. They're like, why haven't you already done it?
Oh, Jesus.
You should cut this lounge into 200 1 minute.
Oh my God.
Gushes.
That'll be our plan for one night, Chris. We record in minute segments and then usher it off onto YouTube.
Oh my God.
I'm gonna pivot a little bit and take the mic. Okay, so I'm looking at Talking Out Loud with Jazzy 929. You're gonna have to tell us real quick what 929 refers to. Can you type that into the chat window for us? That'd be great.
I'm gonna pull it up too. Oh wait. Oh, Chris is typing, coming into the picture again. Wait, loud? Oh wait. What the? Sorry, I'm gonna do it offline.
You don't want people to see your typing.
I don't want you all to see my horrendous struggle.
You don't want us to see your browsing history as you start typing in letters.
Yeah, no, I'm not afraid of that.
With the chat here. Now I only see private chat. I don't even have public chat anymore.
Oh, it like goes away and comes back all the time, between private and live.
Okay, I'm there. Okay, and I see, yes, it sounds good. I would. Okay, so Pretty Girl 101 is in, as are every other podcaster on the planet. So what do you think, Chris?
Yeah.
Really?
Sounds good to me. It
right.
sounds like we might be the last ones to the table on this one.
All right. Well, look, then what we'll do.
If only the three of us do it, and we're required to do, quote, 5 of them. There's at least 15 different things to look at and revel in. So there we go.
Well, so look, if us 3 do it, then we'll just post in the lounge, us 3, and we'll say, hey, look, it's Brad, Mike, and Chris doing their 1 minute gushes, and we'll just have a thread for that.
Yeah.
And then
how about not a thread, but like an area? And I don't know what it's called inside a formal Facebook nest, but like
I'll tell you what.
Pointed to with a URL instead of a thread that I never find.
I'll tell you what. There's a problem with that because Facebook groups are awesome, but you can't do much like that in them. You can't have a separate area or a separate feed. I don't know. If you can find a way, I'm happy. We're happy to do it.
Okay. I want to put it somewhere other than a thread because I can never find the work that I do. The videos in November were terribly frustrating because not because of the far too much work I did on them, but I don't know that I actually got any benefit from it because I didn't post it anywhere anybody could find it. I'm certain that's my doing. That's not any of your doing at all. When I posted it, I didn't know what the hell I was posting it.
Okay, unwary. What is that?
All right, so inside, Chris, when I go to the front of Podcasters Lounge
Yeah.
and I go to videos and
Brad's cracking up here. What's going on, Brad?
My dog's barking. I'm trying to yell at her.
Trying to ride the volume knob there.
Well, I'm muted, so I could like yell at her to be like,
I don't know that we can hear the dog.
"Stop barking."
Don't worry about it, dude. It's no big deal.
Well, she's at the stairs barking upstairs, and everyone's asleep. So that's why I'm like, "Shh, quiet.
You got a shoe on, dude?
No more barking."
So what's up? If you just arrived here in the lounge, welcome. Let us know who you are, what you're drinking. We're all drinking water and stuff, so you know.
It's a raging party. Like this YouTube channel, 3 guys drinking water. That's a million watches right there.
Newsworthy right there.
Okay, so inside of this is a little more sausage making than I think we want to probably get here, but there's a way to create a new area inside of the videos segment, and inside of there we can make a gallery of videos that is the 1 minute gush for February 2020. You and I will take a look at that after we get done here tonight, see if we can't manufacture that. Because
create a video album, maybe, yeah.
Yeah, because then we can use a solidified URL to point people to the library, and then the most recent video appears first, and then they can just go and sort through those. I think that's a good way to go.
Okay, cool.
Did we get an answer from Jazzy929 or from Jazzy about the 929?
I just said okay, cool.
It was part of the title. She didn't get the Jazzy 929 was part of the title, and she forgot it at the top. So it's
okay.
Talking out loud with Jazzy 929.
Got it.
That's her handle. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, great. When I follow that Instagram link, it's a broken link. So let us know where you are on Instagram, and I'll be happy to follow you, Jazzy. And I've just liked your Facebook following as well. I look forward to knowing more about it.
On the Insta?
I used to have a client who had a parenting show, and on one, he was interviewing this a therapist, like a child therapist on his show. It's a parenting show, and they brought up this whole idea of what is Finsta?
Finsta?
Finsta go to the store?
You know what it is?
No.
These kids, they have an Instagram account.
Mm-hmm.
That's like their personal account. And then they create a fake Instagram account, then that's what they show their parents. So Finsta is a fake Instagram. Finsta. That's
my wife.
Finsta.
My wife works at a high school, and they deal with issues like this all the time.
Right? So funny.
For all parents, I would recommend a program called Screen Time from Screen Time Laboratories that would help you navigate a lot of that. What Screen Time does is that it will monitor any device, not just your kid's device, by the way. You can also put your own devices, i.e. the parents' devices on it. And what I love about it is when it's time to eat, you can literally push one blue button and everybody gets frozen out, and now it's time to eat, period. So
I like that.
Yeah. When you add on that, you add on a really great reward system, so that if you allot your kids 3 hours a week on their device, but then for cleaning up their room or being kind to their father or other things, they can get an additional 15 minutes. It's a great practice. It's super cheap. It's $40 a year. That's back when I bought it, it was for unlimited devices for that price. It may have changed by now, but it's a fantastic program that works on every single device that there is, including your PCs. So I totally recommend it and tell everybody, especially if you're a parent, get into something like Screen Time Laboratories.
I'll have to look into it. My kids are getting to that age where they all, we just gave our oldest, who is 9, an old laptop I had. I just put a new hard drive in it and gave him that. But I have parental controls on everything, so I can control the time and everything else and where it goes.
Yeah, this is from one app, and it takes all of the data and puts it into your phone. So it's
okay.
Totally convenient. For those that have smarter children like mine, you can also make it where it's a downloaded, installed program onto your cell phone, rather than just an app that could be deleted by a reasonably savvy 16-year-old. So it's good stuff. It's very savvy. You don't have to be a genius to operate it either. I'm definitely not a programming app genius guy. I'm not that guy, but I love stuff that works well and provides value, and that definitely provides value.
You should do a 1-minute gush on the screen time app.
Sure. Mike Wilkerson here from the Two Guys Talking Podcast Network. Remember, if you've got kids, you've got to monitor their screen time. If you're going to monitor screen time, you may as well use a program called
He's in sales mode.
Screen Time. It's Screen Time Labs from the people in Screen Time Labs over in England. Check it out now. Go to Google, type in Screen Time Labs, engage in the app, enjoy your parental powers.
Drink some
with your
water.
children. Every app, tablet, and computer system in your house. Time to eat, push the blue button. Everybody, including yours and your wife's devices, are all frozen because now it's time to eat. Need a reward system for your kids so that they'll do what they're supposed to? Screen
We're
time.
gonna look at the podcasters who earn the most. Were you guys surprised by this?
Yes.
All right. I was surprised. 30 million?
I'm surprised I'm not on the list.
You got snubbed.
I know, I did. I only made 9 million. That's why I'm not on the list.
Purely political reasons that you got snubbed. Nothing to do with the money. Oh, God. Oh, but I can't believe, I'm not.
So is this money from sponsors? Is that what it is? Did they?
Yeah. Or anything. Yeah.
But wait, Steve Stewart said that sponsors aren't a dependable way to get money for your podcast.
Yeah. Not when you're tiny. Not when you're
mean,
small.
when you have an audience like Joe Rogan, I'm sure people are paying big money to be in front of ears or
I know I can't
on there, but
only podcaster that thinks that the standard equals Joe Rogan. I just that the definition of that is just not realistic.
Yeah. He's just, yeah. And thank you guys for, I was about to say something political and I said, and then you guys were talking and I said, you know what? I shouldn't even say it. But something happened in the politics. I think it was last night that just like, it's just, yeah. Dude. Really?
well, it was my paper towel. It was in the way. I had to get rid of it.
Like I'm just, you know what I'm saying? Like you just see that and you're like, and I know everyone's going to argue all angles and I don't care really. I don't care because these people we think have so much power. They don't have that much power. Okay. But weird.
Well, not only
dude.
that, they're not acting like adults. What casual adult thinks that anything of what happened there is appropriate?
None of those people there are acting like adults anymore.
Correct.
It's like a giant daycare.
Oh, awful.
All right.
Anyway,
so how's Bitcoin doing?
So Pretty Girl 101 says, thank you. I review movies and TV shows. The Instagram is Talking Out Loud with Jazzy929. Cool.
Pretty Girl, what's your best picture pick for the Oscars this Sunday?
What is your best picture pick? Oh, I didn't pick mine. Wait, let me get it back on the screen.
Pick my nose.
Did you guys? You can pick your friends and you can pick your nose, but you can't pick your
Why not?
friend's nose.
Correct.
I mean, I guess you could, but it probably wouldn't
Here
go
we
over well.
Got them back on the screen. All right, I'm picking. Oh wait, Wait, what happened? We're cutting off.
Marriage Story.
Noah, what is it? Oh yeah, Marriage Story.
I just watched that the other day, and I was.
Well, I haven't seen most of these, so I can't really pick, right? I can't pick. I mean, first of all, I saw The Joker. I loved it, but I mean, I don't know.
It was good. Joaquin Phoenix did a great job.
Yeah.
He's gonna win. He's gonna win Best Actor.
Right. Yeah.
I feel like that's in the bag for him.
Right. Yeah, it was great, but it was a little dark, and that's not a movie you think of winning best. But it was great. So I don't know.
Yeah,
Anyway.
give it to one of the better feel-good movies like The Irishman.
Hey now. All right.
Well, if we're going for longest movie, then
Did you know you can watch Joker 3 times in the span of watching once The Irishman?
you might be able to fit close to 4.
I'll tell you what, though. I watched The Irishman in one sitting, and it felt a little long, but it didn't feel like what it was.
No, I don't. I disagree with that.
Yeah.
I sat stationary in one place for that whole time, and my God, it was just.
You know, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, it's close to 3 hours, but it didn't feel that way. Like I enjoyed the story and the characters and everything like the whole way. It was just kind of quirky and fun.
Right. You guys aren't going to Podfest.
Let's see. Pretty Girl 101 says Joker. Max Flight says liked Ford v Ferrari, which I haven't seen. I really want to see that one.
Wait, where are you
but
seeing
they
this?
think on YouTube.
Yeah,
they haven't shown up over on our live comments yet.
Really?
But he thinks 1917 might get it.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know why the live comments aren't updating over here. That is weird. It's broken. You broke it.
We broke it.
Oh, there they are.
There they are. Oh, and we got one from Twitch. Majestic Beard. Welcome to the Podcasters Lounge, man. You've only seen Joker, not much of a movie watcher, to be honest. Cool, yeah. Joker, yeah. Majestic Beard on Twitch. Thanks for watching on Twitch, man. And if you have a podcast show, let us know what your show is. Let us know what your podcast is. And it's actually we're pretty much done.
And Pretty Girl 101 also said she liked Irishman 2, all 6.5 hours of it.
Irishman 2, is that the sequel? That's
Irishman 2, yes. That's the 9-hour prequel to to what happened.
Yeah. They're actually using babies in that and aging them up to match
Cool, yeah, Majestic. Yeah, I saw the end. That's a cool name, man. Majestic. And you don't have a podcast, but you're working on getting a PC to stream and start.
Doesn't matter.
Right, cool.
He's got a Majestic Beard. He doesn't need a podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's gonna stream. Dude. You're gonna stream. That's awesome, man. Streaming is awesome. I wish we could stream the lounge a lot more often. But
well, you started it, and then you kind of.
Well, I started doing it once a week. Yeah, and once a week is. Well, as anyone knows,
I mean, you can only listen. You can only listen to the Tool album online so many times.
I mean, yeah, and it's rough in the beginning because there's like when there's more people here and the chat's moving, then it's a whole different ballgame. There's a whole different energy to the stream. But right now, there's us 3 and 6 people watching, and you guys are really participating, and we love it. And if there was 25 people on, it would there'd be a whole different energy.
Why don't you make the confirm to join that they need to jump into one viewing of the StreamYarded / one out video.
That's right. We're gonna force you to watch.
No, it's incentivize.
Oh. Yes. All right. Cool.
Well, then you got traffic for both the lounge and the live chat.
All right. Well, listen. Brad Hargis from the Cinema Guys. Mike Wilkerson from Two Guys Talking Network. Thank you both.
Thank you.
My God, has it been 2 hours already?
It's been 2 hours.
Let's go for 3.
Dude. Well, 4-hour stream is what they call a marathon stream. And I've never done
4.
Yeah, 4 hours. There's
a podcast I listen to called the Epic Film Guys, and every year they do something called the live stream for the cure, where they raise money for cancer research, and they have one coming up. We were part of it last year. We had a little half-hour bit, but this year it's an hour chunk, so we're excited for when that comes up. It's going to be the end of May.
Cool. I keep
So
you
you'll
posted
be-
on that. That's
They
what about.
they do 40 this year. They're doing 48 hours of live content over 5 days. So
Oh wow. Oh, you mean they're not streaming overnight each day?
no,
Right? Who's up?
not
Truckers.
constantly.
Lightweights.
We
Pretty
got-
Girl
we-
asks, Brad, what upcoming 2020 movie would you like to see the most right now?
Ooh, I'd probably say No Time to Die, the new James Bond movie. That one looks really good.
A new James Bond. Who is
Yeah.
the James Bond?
It's still Daniel Craig.
Oh, he's good, but is he getting old? I haven't seen the last couple.
I mean, he's still looking pretty good. It's
Okay.
between that one and the new Christopher Nolan movie Tenet, which I knew nothing about the movie. It looks crazy, but it's Christopher Nolan. I'm in.
Right? Yeah, that one movie, the one James Bond movie. When he went back to his house, and the name of the movie is the name of the house. Oh God,
Oh, Skyfall.
Skyfall.
That one's really
Oh
good.
my God, that's a great movie, man.
Sam Mendes, who
Oh.
directed 1917, directed that movie.
Really?
Yeah.
All right. Well, we're all gonna have to go by Brad's house and pick him up and drive to a movie theater.
Yes, come by. Come to Cincinnati. Let's go see some movies.
All right. Well, thank you all for being in the lounge, and
No,
and we
Thanks
really
for having me, as always,
we
Chris.
really just like hanging out every now and then. And so the Facebook group is an awesome place to hang. And by the way, don't spam in the Facebook group because there's no warning. You will just be banned and you'll never even know it exists ever again in your entire life. So just be careful. You can't wait to see the dumpster fire that is Sonic the Hedgehog.
I want to see it too. My kids and I already made plans. We're going to stay. They're out of school the day it comes out. We're going to go to a matinee.
All right. There you go. But are you going to do an episode on it is the question.
I don't know. We'll have to
All right.
see. I don't know. Depends on if the other two can watch it,
Right.
or if Ashley gets it in Korea.
All right. Rock on, everybody. Everybody go harass Ralph M. Rivera. That's my words of wisdom. You guys got any words of wisdom as we're leaving?
Get ready for some 1-minute gushes.
Oh, yeah.
Participate. It's going to be fun.
Let's do it. All
I'm
right.
ready to sell my integrity.
We're going to start drinking Perrier. Living on the edge. All right. See you, everybody. Thanks for hanging out.
Bye.
Thank you, everyone. I can't name everybody by name, but thank you, everyone, for being here. We really appreciate it. We'll see you next time.
Next time.
All right.